the 2022 Inkvent Calendar from Diamine, and I'm finally able to do this full review. This is my first experience with this Inkvent Calendar, and I have to say I've really enjoyed going through every single day, sometimes even a few in advance. And it's been really enjoyable and fun, and so something really good to look forward to during the holiday season. I would say it's totally worth it if you haven't done it before, and I'm very happy with the results of this year. I will be choosing my top 5 favorite inks and top least favorite inks to go through, but I will actually go through all of them first before I reveal those. If you've also gone through this Inkvent Calendar experience, please let me know down below your thoughts. I would be very curious to hear what your favorite inks or your least favorite inks are in the comments below. So the box comes like this, and it is on the front, it's this very beautiful artwork, and I really love the look of it. And every year they have like a different color theme. I don't know if the green, this year's theme was green. I don't know if it has any like, if it influences the inks, type of inks inside. I don't know if it's because it's the green Inkvent Calendar, there's more greens, but I believe last year was the red Inkvent Calendar, and then I think the blue was the first one. I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that, but this one would be the green box. And the back looks like this, and it's just really pretty, and I don't think I will be throwing this out anytime soon. So you get an ink every day of December up till the 25th, and on the 25th you get, let me see here, you get one last bottle which is 30 milliliters, and the rest of them are just the smaller versions, which is, I believe, 12 milliliters. So let's go over the inks. As you can see, after you unbox all of these, it's good to find like a little container. I found one at a local shop here called Omomo, and it's this Japanese, I don't know, I think they're importing Daiso products into Canada. So I was able to pick up this really nice lidded box to put all the inks in, and they fit perfectly except for the last one. I can't really fit the last one in, but that's okay. Okay, so I've been swatching and doing my daily swatches in this Tomo River notebook. Let's just flip to day 1. Okay, so day 1 was Bliss. So this one is, let's see here, this one, I should have put these all in order, but I will edit this video in case I need to find the ink. But here's Bliss right here, and this one is in the standard inks. So these inks either come in standard, scented and sheen, or chameleon, or just shimmer. So those are the 4 types of inks, the 4 types of ink that they have. This one's just a standard, and it's just an icy blue. And if you've been following me on Instagram, then you've seen my posts. I totally fell off on like the second week, and I had to catch up till like the last day. I also was catching up, but so this one is a legible blue, but it's not my favorite, and I'll tell you why later. But it's pretty icy. It's good for, you know, all the blue lovers out there, but it's standard, so there's no sheen or shimmer or anything like that. It's just straightforward blue. The second day you get Yule Log, and I know that the second day a lot of people were really, you know, happy with this brown ink, and people were hoping that there was less blues because I heard previous years they had tons of blues, but this one is nice. It's a shimmer ink, and I was very delighted to see this brown ink, and it has I think the shimmer looks a bit bronze right there, if you can see that. I don't know if it picked it up, but yeah, there's the shimmer right there, and it's really nice brown it's a nice brown shimmer ink. And then on day 3, we've got the Solar Storm. This one is like more of a, I would say, really not navy, but like midnight blue kind of. And this, I'm trying to look for it here. Okay, so it's this bottle right here, and it's a chameleon ink. So what that just means, I heard, is that depending on the light, the shimmer will reflect different colors. But I only see one color here. I don't know, but I see like a green, light green shimmer in there, as you can see. It's really pretty. It's a pretty dark, usable color, and I find that really fun because it's not plain at all. It's very interesting ink, and it has a little, because it's like this midnight blue, it has a little bit of a purpley hue to it. And yeah, I think this is a really nice nice blue ink. And then on day 4 is Spruce. This one is my favorite because every year I always look for like spruce scented candles or pine scented candles, and try to bring in fresh tree decor and stuff. So this is totally right up my alley because it is a beautiful green, but it also has this red, is it red? I think it's magenta sheen. It's like this, I can't really describe it, but it is so cool because you don't see it, but then when it catches the light, it completely changes to this like magenta pink sheen. And I think it's so cool, and the smell is very nice, and I've heard people say it kind of smells like aftershave, but I don't agree with that. I think it smells like spruce. And I just love that sheen. Look at that. It's very reflective. So yeah, I'm definitely going to get a bottle of this one. But this one is actually a very, very, it's very thick. It's a thicker ink, and I think it's because all the scented ones are a little bit thicker, so meaning they write very wet. And you can see that I was using my Kakimori brass dip nib, and it kind of like blew up. Like it was very, very thick, and took some writing to get it down to like a readable width. But it's very pretty, and I would ink this up in more finer nibs. So that's Spruce, totally recommend that one. And the next day it was a red ink. So I love how they had like green, and the next day was red. At this point I was feeling very, very festive, and I was really enjoying each day's surprise, and it did not disappoint. So this is spiced apple, if I can find it here. So it's right here, spiced apple. It is a chameleon ink, and it's very pretty. This is such a perfect holiday red because you have this amazing golden shimmer. Like, look at that. That's just so amazing. This is like a deeper red, and it's perfect. It's very, very readable, and the sheening is just amazing on this. So if you want like a holiday red, this is the one to go to. So definitely love this one. Okay, so the next day I was a little disappointed because I don't know, gray is not very holiday themed for me at all, but I know they needed variety in here, so this is a Ghost, and Ghost is a gray ink, but it's on the cooler side, so it's not as warm as Pilot's Karisami ink. That's warm gray. This is a cool toned gray. So I prefer that one over this one. So here's the bottle, Ghost, and it's a standard ink. So nothing special, just straightforward gray. The next one is Alpine, and I was really, really happy to reveal this ink. This is a very, very nice muted green with silver shimmer, and it has this really nice sophistication to it. I don't know what it is, but this is one of my favorites. And Alpine is, so this is the bottle Alpine here, and it is a shimmer ink, and it is great. It's like this really muted grayish green, and I really, really love that. So I might be getting a bottle of this, I'm not sure yet, but this is pretty much up there with my, I love the look of this. And then the next day I made a accidentally smudged this, but it's Jingle Berry, and this reminds me very much of Pilot Yoshizuku's Yamabudo. It's very, very similar. So this is the bottle, and it is a standard ink, so straightforward, and it's not one of my favorites because I don't usually use magenta inks. I used to use Yamabudo a lot because it was my color for the year in my Hobonichi 5 years, but that was about 2 years ago, so I have since not used magenta inks. So that's why it's not one of my favorites, but it is a great magenta ink if you're into that. So that's the Jingle Berry. The next day is Cardinal, so we're back to the red, and this one is, so this one is Cardinal. This is the bottle. It is a standard ink. So this is straightforward red ink. There's nothing, much to say about this. It's a warm toned red, and it's actually very close to Sailor's Tea Time. Let's do a comparison. So the Cardinal is a brighter red. It's a brighter red, and the Sailor red is a little more muted. So that's the difference, and I would still go for Sailor Tea Time over the Cardinal. But that's the Cardinal. The next day, I was really happy to see that this color is like a gray brown, and this one is one of my favorites. It is Dusted Truffle. So the bottle is dusted right here, Dusted Truffle. It is a shimmer ink, and it's like a really interesting color. I don't think I have anything like this, but it reminds me of, I forgot the ink brand, but the name is, so this ink reminds me of Stone Road, I think that's the one. If we want to compare that, that's how it looks, except this one is a little more brown, but it does remind me of that. So yeah, this ink does remind me of this Stone Road ink, but the shimmer is very nice. It's like this silvery shimmer, and I really love the combination. I think the silver complements this dusted truffle color very nicely. It's perfect. So I'm really, really happy with this one. But I don't know if I will be getting a bottle of this one. So the next one is Inkvent Day 11. This is Appletini, and this is like, I would say this is a neon green. And I don't think I would be writing with this, but if you are painting or doing watercolors, this would be a good ink to use. And the bottle is right here. This is a standard ink. So this one is not really one of my favorites. Next day it was Memory Lane, and this is the bottle, and it's a shimmer ink. So the shimmer of Memory Lane is, again, it's a silver shimmer. I think it's actually really, really pretty, and this is kind of reminds me of the Robert Oster's, let's see, Robert Oster's, what is this, Barra Gilt, I think? Is that what it's called? But it's a little more on the violet side. Let's see what else. Actually, maybe Violet Clouds. Maybe Violet Clouds is close to it. But yeah, don't have an ink exactly like this. So that's Memory Lane. And then we have Upon a Star, which is a blue ink. And this one is chameleon ink. So it has shimmer, that's what it means. And this one's actually pretty cool because it has red sheen with green shimmer. And the effect is pretty interesting because if you look at it straight, it's just blue, but then you see so many interesting variations when the light hits it. So this is definitely the most interesting blue ink I have seen. And then next day we have Three Kings, and this reminds me of String by Colorverse. This one right here, except it's a little less bright. So that's the Colorverse string, and it's one of my favorite inks. But this is really close to it actually. So, and Three Kings it's a standard ink. So let's see. This is what I inked up in my Koeko. And yeah, there's no shimmer or anything, it's just standard for this one. And then the next day we have Pick Me Up. And this is also one of my favorites, but it's not my top favorite. It's right here. It's a Scent and Sheen ink. So when I smell this, it still has a little bit of smell, and it's very, I don't know, it's kind of like the fragrant is just a light sweet scent, but I can't make out. I think it's probably, I don't know, it's just like a light sweet scent. That's pretty much it. It's not like florally or anything, but it's a sweet scent. So, and the cool thing about this brown ink is the sheening is pretty nice. It's like this green sheen, and it's so nice. So it's like almost all green if you see it at the right angle. Don't know if it's picking up. It's kind of hard because it's so dark, but it's incredible as well. So one of my favorites. And then we have Serendipity, which is like I would say a dark teal blue, and it is shimmer and sheen. So the sheen is a red sheen, and I don't see, oh yes, the shimmer is actually silver, which is really cool. if you can see that. This is actually a pretty cool blue, and I really like it. That is really cool. Anyways, I like the silver with the red sheen. I think it's so cool. It's like very nice. It's almost like glowing because of the shimmer. So that's Serendipity. And I might have gotten like a few of these wrongly dated, but next one here is a Flame. This is a straight up orange ink, standard. So yeah, just a standard ink. I don't think this is like anything special at all. So I don't know. I don't have much to say about this. It's just a bright orange. So next one is Olive. So I was happy that they got back on the green bandwagon here. This is Olive Swirl, and it's chameleon ink, which means there is shimmer, and it is this green. It's not silver, it's like a green shimmer, but maybe I didn't pick up enough of it in my swatch, but there is the shimmer. And it is a true olive green, I would say. And this is going to be perfect in my Pelican. I think is it M200 or M400? I don't remember, but it's the tortoise shell. It would be perfect for that pen. So I will probably be inking that in the spring, and I'm so happy they came out with this one. So that's the Olive. And then we have Silent Night, which is right here. And this is just a standard ink. So this is just a navy ink, dark blue. And that's how it looks. So I was very excited that they had so many like shimmer and sheening inks in here. So next one is, I spelled it wrong, but it's Arctic Blast right here. And this is a chameleon in sheen. Okay, so chameleon is just the shimmer, but I only see it as a blue shimmer. I don't know. People are saying they see different colors in the shimmer, but I'm only seeing the blue shimmer. So and then the sheen is red, which is amazing. So this is another cool blue as well. So it's almost like a blue and pink ink. Next is Cosy Up, and it is right here. It's a standard ink, and it's pretty straightforward, and it's a really soft red. And at first I didn't think anything, but when I started writing with it and when it dried on the paper, this actually really grew on me, and it's such a cozy red ink. So it's a very nice complementary, or not complementary, but alternative to one of the to the more shimmery like red inks, and also the Sailor ink. This is more like, okay, like you just want something cozy, something soft, and it's just really warm and gentle. This is the red ink to go, and this is a great one, and I love the name of it as well. So this is a win. And the next one is Deck the Halls. Deck the Halls. It's this dark purple. It is a chameleon, so has shimmer in there. It is a pink shimmer. right there. That's what I'm seeing. So this is basically sort of just a dark violet, but it's almost like black if you write with it. So it's very readable and usable, but also has a little surprise of this shimmer, which is really cool too. So that's Deck the Halls. And then Celebration is kind of weird because it's also a red ink and it's really soft and reminds me of Cozy Up. But if you compare the two, it's different colors. This Cozy Up is more like a cool tone red. The Celebration is a warm toned red, kind of even a little orangey toned. So that's the difference, but I would say these are both still red, considered red inks. And the Celebration is a shimmer ink, whereas the Cozy Up is just standard. So let's see. Oh yeah, so the shimmer is this, I don't know. The shimmer is not silver, but it's like this pearl soft pink shimmer, almost peachy. So that's interesting, and I think that really complements the color well. So that's Celebration. The next one is One More Sleep, and it is a standard ink, and this is a light blue ink, really standard. And then the last bottle is, I'm very surprised. I was hoping for it to be a dark ink, and to my delight it was. It was a green ink. It was Best Wishes. This is the bottle. It is it's the 30 milliliters, and they don't say if it's a sheen or chameleon on the bottle, but you can see there's shimmer in the bottle. It's like a green shimmer, and I hope I picked it up here. Oh yes, so it has, I think it's a chameleon because I don't know, I see a green shimmer, and then I also see a red, a dark red sheen. I don't know if it's red, maybe it's brown, I'm not sure. It's hard to tell, but I think it's really neat. And this is basically almost black green ink. And I think it's, I don't think it's a scented ink. I don't smell anything, but yeah, it's a pretty wet ink, this one, and kind of thick. So yeah, so that is all of the inks, 25 days. And yeah, let me know what you think. Which one is your favorite? Which one do you think you'll be getting a bottle of? I'll let you know which ones are my top 5 and my least 5 favorites. Okay, so as you guys, some of you know that I decided to use my Hobonichi Cousins December 2022 spread here as a place to swatch every single day the inks, so I can see everything together on one spread. And I might have gotten these mixed up, these flipped, but it's fine. So I did not actually write the names of these because I didn't want any distractions, and I just wanted to see the color, and I'm happy how it turned out. So I wrote it down here, and my top favorite inks. So my top favorite inks is Spruce, which is this green one, and it has this beautiful sheen to it right here. So I'm definitely getting a bottle of this one because I just have to. Like, I love the scent of that one, and I really would love to use it again for next year. And I also really like Dusted Truffle, which is this one, and I think the shimmer really shows up good in this. See right here, isn't that so pretty? I like this one a lot too, but I don't know if I'll be getting a bottle of it just because it's just a gray and I still have a lot of grays. And then my third favorite is the Alpine, which is a shimmer ink. This one right here, it's a green muted, but it has like silver shimmer. Yeah, that's also really nice, and I'm thinking if I should get a bottle of that one. And then Yule Log. Yule Log is my favorite too. Yule Log is this brown ink with this bronze shimmer, but I won't be getting a bottle because I already have something similar to that, which is the Diamine Cocoa Shimmer. I still have a bottle of that, so I don't want anything too similar, but that is Yule Log. It's also one of my favorites. And last one is the Olive Swirl, which is this lovely one right here. This I actually might get a bottle of, I'm not sure yet. It kind of reminds me of Inaho, but I don't think it's exactly like it, but it's also a nice one. So those are my top 5 favorites. My least favorite is this lime green. That's definitely Appletini and not one of my usual colors or ever. I don't think I ever use lime green to write with. And also Flame. I don't think I'll be using Flame as well. And Jingle Berry, which I already have Yamabudo, so it's really similar. I will not be buying a bottle of that. And then Cardinal, which is this one. I'd rather get a bottle of the, what is it, spice apple over this Cardinal. And lastly, the Bliss is also one of my least favorites. And everything else in between, I'm okay with. But yeah, those are my least 5 favorites and top 5 favorites. So let me know what you think about these inks down below. I read every single comment, and I would love to hear your thoughts about this. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys are, you know, enjoying your spreads in your new notebooks and your spreads are going well. I can't wait to share with you my Hobonichi cousin, how I started using it, and I started creating some tracking in here. So I'll share that with you guys after I break it in a little bit more. But thank you so much for watching, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.